Alycats and viewers. So today is my December 2014 favorites part 1. And my favorites videos are basically just my favorite things out of the past 3 or 4 weeks. And that includes music, movies, TV shows, games, books, CDs, whatever. And I always put the links in the description box down below to what I'm talking about so you can check it out if it sounds interesting to you. So let's just get started. First off, the book I've loved most these past few weeks has been Golden Boy by Abigail Tarleton. It's a very heartwarming, touching, heartbreaking book. The topic is controversial, so I'm not going to go into it in the video. If this book sounds interesting to you, check it out before you buy it. But it's about a boy named Max, the Golden Boy. He's very popular in school. You know, he's the star athlete. He's the guy that all the girls want. But he's got this very deep, dark, hidden secret, and his father is running for the local town political scene thing. I can't think of the word. So he has to keep his secret hidden even more, and his mother is ashamed of his secret, and he just wants to get his secret out because he's tired of living a lie, and it's just so heartbreaking. It just shows you how people can be so prejudiced, and how they can be so ashamed of someone with, you know, a difference. And if you're different, it doesn't mean that you're damaged or you're not worthy. It just means you're unique and special. And this book is just such a poignant, touching novel, and it's very important. So if this sounds interesting to you, check it out. And if it still sounds interesting to you after you learn what the topic is about, then I would say definitely buy it because it's really well written and it's very touching. It's very, very, very good. It gets you around the heart, around the feels. Now the movies I've enjoyed this month, I don't have anything to show you because I watched them in theaters or Netflixed them. But the first movie is The Hunger Games Mockingjay-Part 1. That's a super long title. But this is the third novel. It's the third novel, but it's the third movie in the film series. There's going to be a part 2, of course. But part 1 is basically about how the survivors of all the districts, mainly District 12, are in District 13 now, which everyone thought was bombed out, but they're living underground and blah blah blah. And they're trying to stage an uprising against President Snow. Jennifer Lawrence is incredible in her role, and so is Josh Hutcherson. He does a fantastic job as Peeta. And there's just so many amazing actors in this film. There's Natalie Dormer as Cressida. She's Marjorie Tyrell in Game of Thrones. There's Liam Hemsworth, Julianne Moore as Alma Coyne, the president of District 13, and of course the late, great Philip Seymour Hoffman, which is very bittersweet to watch this film because this was his last film role before he passed away. So he does a fantastic job as Plutarch Heavensby. So I do recommend checking the movie out. But I do suggest watching the first 2 movies prior to this film, just because it makes more sense. But it's still good. It's not as good as the first 2 movies, but it's still a very worthwhile movie to watch. The second film is Maleficent. Now I felt like there was something missing from this film, but it still captivated me, and I'm a huge Disney fan, so I wanted to learn more about Maleficent the witch. And if you don't know who Maleficent is, she's not actually a witch, she's a fairy. But she was the evil fairy in Sleeping Beauty. The one that cursed Sleeping Beauty, that when she turned 18 she would prick her finger on the spindle and go into a death-like sleep until true love's kiss woke her up. So this explores Maleficent's background and how she became Maleficent, what her relationship with Aurora is like. And it's just so good. It's very beautiful. It's a very stunning film. Angelina Jolie does a fantastic job as Maleficent. She's a superb actress in this film, and in general. And I don't know if I would say Elle Fanning is perfectly cast as Aurora. She's kind of a little too innocent in my opinion. I don't know. I just felt like Aurora needed to be a little stronger in my opinion. That's just my opinion though. But it's still a worthwhile movie to watch. I would say don't let younger kids watch it because some scenes could be terrifying to younger kids, but older kids and up, it's a perfect film. And if you're interested in Disney, if you love the classic Disney films, especially Sleeping Beauty, watch Maleficent because you'll be blown away. But I do have to warn you, it does feel like there's something missing, something magical missing out of the movie. And the last movie of the past few weeks has been The Giver. And again, this movie felt like there was something integral missing from it. But it's based off the amazing, amazing book by Lois Lowry, which if you haven't read it, read it. It was one of my favorite books in middle school. But it's the story of Jonas and his family, and they live in this utopian society where everyone sees everything in black and white. No one feels pain or sadness or happiness or anything like that. Emotions are dulled. So, and there's no death, so to speak. So their life is controlled because at 9 years old they get a bike, and then when they turn 16 they get assigned a job, and Jonas becomes the giver. Well, the receiver, sorry. The receiver. He receives memories, and then he can actually see the world in color, and he can feel all these different emotions, and he can remember the past. And this movie utilizes the past and flashbacks really well. Like, it has just random clips from different events that have happened, and it utilizes it very well. And the actors are all great. There's Meryl Streep, Jeff Bridges, Alexander Skarsgård, who is one of my favorite actors, Britton Thwaites as Jonas. This is his breakout role, I would say. And of course there's a cameo by Taylor Swift. She actually does a pretty good job as Rosemary. And the book is pretty faithful. The movie is pretty faithful to the book. But it does feel like there's something missing. Like, they cut out some scenes in the book that I would have loved to see in the movie. But still, it's worth watching if you're... Yeah. I can't talk today, and I just filmed. It's a very worthwhile movie to see if you like the book, and if you're into that kind of dystopian... It's supposed to be a utopian, but it's a dystopian film. And it's very artistically just imaginative and fantastic. So yeah, The Giver is definitely worth watching. It just feels like there's something missing. Now moving on to TV, there really hasn't been much on besides my current mainstays, but I really enjoyed the Pretty Little Liars Christmas special, which featured, of course, all the liars, Aria, Emily, Hannah, and Spencer, and their respective men in their life, Ezra, my favorite, Caleb, Toby, and Paige for Emily's character. And, you know, they're celebrating Christmas. They have to go to Allie's ice ball, which is like this dance that she hosts. And, you know, it's just typical Pretty Little Liars. A is kind of haunting them. It focuses more on Allie, and it even shows Mona, who I'm not going to spoil, but she shows Allie what happens in her past, present, and future. So it has that, it's based on the Charles Dickens novel. It's about the Three Ghosts of Christmas Past. It's not a Christmas story. Christmas Carol? Is that the movie? It's got that feel. And the next show I really enjoyed was the Chasing Life Christmas special. And that just focused on April. She's in the hospital doing chemo for her cancer. And her grandparents come to town. She only gets to see them once a year. It's the middle of May in the show, but they still celebrate Christmas because it's April's favorite time of year, and that's the only time her grandparents can come usually. So they celebrate Christmas, and it just has a lot of family drama, and it's got relationship drama. It's so touching. And of course, these are just one-off episodes. They're kind of filler between last season and the new seasons coming up. But they're very worthwhile to watch, and they're really good episodes. They kind of bring you holiday cheer in a different format. And I really enjoy that because after a while you get tired of seeing the same kind of holiday movies and TV shows over and over again. These are a refreshing change from the norm. Now, games I've loved this month, they've all been downloadable, so again, I can't show you. But the first one was D4 Dark Dreams Don't Die. This is the latest project by Swery65, who created Deadly Premonition, one of my favorite games of last generation. And this is a very unique game, just like Deadly Premonition. It's meant to be played with the Kinect on Xbox One, which by the way is an Xbox One exclusive. But I don't have a Kinect, so I'd use the controller. It didn't feel as intuitive, I believe, as it would have if I'd had a Kinect, but it still works perfectly fine. You play as David Young, who is trying to solve the murder of his wife, Little Peggy. You come across weird characters like Amanda, his cat that looks like a human to him. And there's Forrest Kaysen, which Forrest Kaysen appears in every one of his games. And there's just all these different characters, like a fashion designer that has a mannequin girlfriend, a woman on a plane who is just panicking over everything. this creepy guy that talks really slow and it gets really annoying because he scrapes a knife and fork together all the time. There's just so many different oddball characters, and if you get if you get the season pass, you get the prologue and the first 2 episodes, which is what I bought. And, you know, it's just really cool and interesting. It does get a little tedious at times, but the gist of the first 2 episodes plus the prologue is you're investigating a plane crash. Like, you're on the plane that crashes, and you're trying to get clues from it to try to solve your wife's murder because her last words to you were "Find D," which your name is David Young, so it could be linked to you or to someone else, you don't know. So it's very oddball, but if you enjoyed Swery65's work beforehand, definitely check out D4. I don't know if I'd recommend this to everyone though, because it is very unique, very strange. Check it out for yourself before you purchase it, because it is very, very, I would say, polarizing, just like Deadly Premonition was. But I loved it personally. Second game is Game of Thrones, Telltale's Game of Thrones. Now, in the past, the Game of Thrones games were kind of mediocre. I personally enjoyed Cyanide Studios' Game of Thrones game, even though a lot of people hated it. It wasn't the best game, but it was fun for what it was. Telltale's game blows it out of the water. It's Telltale's most realistic looking game, I would say, and it's just so amazing. It's got all of the, well, the first episode has several iconic characters from the show. It's got Cersei, Tyrion, Marjorie. It's got all those characters, and you're playing as characters from a made-up family, the Forrester family, and they used to serve under House Stark, but you know, since the whole debacle, they're kind of by themselves now. Their families basically decided to side with House Bolton, so you just play as different characters from the Forrester family, and you have to make alliances and talk to the different characters in Game of Thrones and all that. What I love about this game, though, is all the characters from Game of Thrones are voiced by their actual actors. So Lena Headey, Peter Dinklage, Natalie Dormer, they're all voicing their own characters, and that's amazing. And the intro, they have the actual intro in the game, but it's like polygonal, and it's amazing. And it's got the theme song and everything. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in heaven watching this intro. It's amazing. So if you're a Game of Thrones fan, check out Telltale's Game of Thrones. But I do have to warn you, if you have not seen up to season 3, I would suggest not playing this yet, because you need to be caught up at least by season 3 to fully understand what's happening in the game. And the last game is another Telltale game, but it's Tales from the Borderlands. I enjoyed the Borderlands franchise very, very thoroughly, and I love this game. You play as 2 different protagonists, which I think is a first for Telltale. You could do that in Sam & Max. I've never played Sam & Max. But you play as Reese and Fiona. Reese is voiced by the eponymous Troy Baker. Fiona is voiced by the lovely Laura Bailey. And, you know, you're just going through Pandora, and you do the dialogue choices like normal, and the action is very well paced. It's sped up from Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us, which is very handy because you know Borderlands. Borderlands is about shooting and looting and all that stuff, so this contains the essence of Borderlands in Telltale's format. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait for the other episodes to come out. It is quite lengthy. The Game of Thrones game and this game are both lengthier than The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us. I would say they're about 2.5 hours each, which is a little lengthy, but, you know, they're so entertaining that you don't really mind. Very well done, very beautiful games, great soundtracks. You know, Tales from the Borderlands, all the actors are great, the dialogue choices are awesome. So, yeah, check those out. They're really well done games. Now for the YouTubers this month I've really enjoyed watching. First off is Alpha Omega Sin. Now, I'm sure most of you are subscribed to him. He is amazing. He talks about different topics in gaming and media and stuff like that. And he's very passionate about it. He gets so into it. And that's what I love about it. And he's such a down-to-earth, humble guy. And, you know, he's so friendly. And, he's amazing. You know, so check out Alpha Omega Sin. If you like to hear about news topics related to gaming and the entertainment industry, definitely check him out. He does curse quite a lot, I have to say. It doesn't bother me, but I know some people are bothered by it. But you know, it's really well worth checking out his channel if you haven't yet. because he's really entertaining. He's pretty awesome as well. I mean, you should see his game collection behind him. It's amazing. Like, I'm jealous. I'm jealous, Alpha. I'm jealous. But you have an amazing channel, and you do amazing work, and you inspire so many people. So, check out Alpha's channel. It'll be in the description box down below. The second channel is the 8-Bit Eric Show. Eric is very entertaining. He just talks about gaming stuff and all that kind of stuff. J3KB decided to marry us for some reason. So, I'm technically married to Eric. Sorry, Eric. You got stuck with a horrible wife. But Eric is just so entertaining, so funny. He's really nice. And, you know, just check out his channel. You might like it. Check it out. It's worth a shot. He's really entertaining. The videos are really well done. So, check him out. Do it. Do it now. Next channel. JHMDF. I don't know what that stands for, so I wish someone would tell me. But Scott Squatch is awesome. I love to watch the Video Game Sellers episodes where he shows his flea market stand and what games and consoles and stuff he sells, and, you know, just showing the people at the flea market and all that kind of stuff. That's really interesting. I love his garage sale finds videos where he gives away a game every time. I still haven't won a game yet. But they're very entertaining to see what he picks up. He picks up some pretty rare games sometimes, and I'm just like, I wish I had your luck. But it's really entertaining to watch. And then sometimes he'll go off and do like a collection video or something like that. But mostly he does video game sellers and garage sale game finds and stuff like that. But again, he's a really nice guy. Go check him out. Check out his channel. He's a cat person, which that just added even extra cool points to my list for you, Scott Squatch. And just check him out. He's super, super, super sweet. And let's see. I'm going to have to look at my notes because... Wait. No. Yeah, I forgot to. Aerodynamish. I'm sorry. Too much stuff going on in this head of mine. Now, Aerodynamish is pretty awesome. I've been subscribed to him for about a year now, I would say. And his videos always entertain me. He does, like, collection videos, which are super interesting. He's done Adventure Time, Final Fantasy. I believe he's done his Shin Megami Tensei collections, his Persona collections. He's got so much stuff. It's so awesome. And he does, like, pickup videos and unboxings and stuff like that. And he also does game reviews. So friendly. So friendly. He's a huge JRPG fanatic, so if you're into JRPGs, definitely check out his channel because you will not regret it. And Arrow, again, amazing, awesome, friendly guy. And he's just so much fun to watch, and, you know, he's so sweet. He's really sweet. He's been very supportive of me, and he's just amazing and awesome, so go check out his channel. You'll be entertained, I promise. You'll love his channel. You'll love it. And the last channel is Travis Atrio Graham. This is not a gaming channel, but he does covers of popular songs and some original songs. And I love it when he brings in Colton Haynes to sing with him because Colton Haynes has an amazing voice. I fell even more in love with Colton after I heard his voice, but Travis has an amazing voice as well. He's very talented. And he does covers of like Taylor Swift, One Direction, Justin Bieber, and Selena Gomez, like current pop hits, but he does them in a way that is masculine, and it's just amazing. He has a beautiful voice, so if you like listening to covers and original music, check out Travis Atrio Graham's channel. And of course, my personal playlist is down below in the description box. These are the top 10 songs I've enjoyed the most the past few weeks, so check them out and let me know what you think about them. And I know this video is long, but it's ending now, so if you like this video, please leave a like, leave a comment down below, and tell me what some of your favorites have been so far. Share me as long as you do it nicely. Favorite the video so your friends and family and tell strangers can see. And remember to subscribe, because it'd be like an early Christmas present for me. So subscribe. I did a moosh face. But subscribe, please. I love each and every one of you so much. Peace and kisses. Bye.